The islands of Sao Tomé and Principe lie 230 kilometers off the West African coast. Their rich volcanic soil is good for agriculture, and they were once the world's largest producer of cocoa. But after agricultural reforms and the global cocoa price crash, the industry here was virtually abandoned, and this country is now one of the poorest in the world. For the last decade, the International Fund for Agricultural Development, or IFAD, has been working on the island to revive the economy, developing farming cooperatives that now export high-quality cocoa, coffee, and pepper to European food companies. But even with these big markets, the cooperatives have literally been kept in the dark. Almost half the people here have no access to electricity, making it very hard for them to build a business. This is CCAB, the largest organic cocoa cooperative in the country. It's made up of more than 2,000 farming families, more than a fifth of Sao Tomé's rural population. They produce more than 1,200 tons of cocoa a year for export, but their reliance on fuel for their generators cut right into their profits.
The generator required fuel to work, and this was very expensive. We don't need the generator now, so we don't have the expense of costly fuel.
They don't need the generator anymore because of these solar panels. With money from IFAD and the OPEC Fund for International Development, 11 rural communities now have power. The solar panels don't just save costs, they also give time.
We
now have power 24 hours a day. We in the administration can stay here after dark and still have light to work under. The solar panel installation arrived at a good time for the cooperative because we have a policy of increasing production, and increasing production means gaining independence.
This independence to build their businesses is affecting even the most remote cooperatives. These coffee producers are located in a rural part of Sao Tomé where people have never seen electricity before. Now the new solar panels are bringing hope to the entire community.
Many people here still live with oil lamps. They abandon the countryside because communication is difficult and they feel isolated. This project could help prevent people from leaving the countryside. This is a good way to stabilize the population here in the interior, where coffee is produced.
But this will only lead to a stable rural population if the solar energy can be sustained in the long term. There have to be people on the island who can install and maintain the systems. So over the past few months, 11 young electricians have been trained. Many of them are farmers' sons who now have a new option for a profession and can ensure that the solar panels keep working in the years to come. And as the light spreads across these isolated communities, there's hope for an even brighter future.